I have been guilty, as has a large number of friends of mine, of saying the following. I'll be discussing what's going on, recounting the horrors going on in this country, particularly for anyone other than white. And we'll be talking about it, and then one or the other of us would say, well, you know, I just can't. I've stopped watching the news, or I can only take it for a little bit, and then I just have to turn it off because I can't abide this. And I would be right there with them saying, me too. You know, there's only so much you can take. I mean, after all. I woke up at some point and recognized we only have the luxury of saying, I'm just going to turn this off and not look because we're white. That's it. We are white. So we have that luxury of averting our eyes, of closing our eyes, of taking a break from the horror. Once that realization hit me, I became what's probably a horror show to my friends. I don't know why anybody follows me on Facebook anymore, because the only thing that I post, almost, slight exception for the great-granddaughter, the only thing I post on there is the horrors of what's going on for so many people. And the horrors of watching the democracy, the destruction of it, which is pretty much accomplished, and the horrors of what this means for the whole world. We cannot turn away from it. We may not turn away from it. As someone said in a meme I saw the other day, somewhere right now in the United States, a young girl is writing in her diary. I've also been thinking and saying for quite a while, if anybody is going to be able to lead the resistance to what's going on, to be the biggest pain in the ass to ICE, to all of it, it's got to be old white women. Why? Not because we're born heroic, hardly that. But what we do have is the least to lose. We don't have young children that we have to protect. We don't have beginning careers that we want to protect. We have already lived long lives. We need to be on the forefront. I saw a post this morning by a young man who's British, but of some, I don't know, Asian descent maybe, saying in Minneapolis, he has never seen the kind of bravery he has as old white women are displaying. That's not bragging. That's saying, get out there, old white women. We need to be doing whatever we are physically and mentally capable of doing to stop this horror show.
I consider myself fortunate to come up how I came up, around the people and the culture I came up around. I was very fortunate to be put in positions to be immersed in the culture at a very young age. I've been around quite a few different cultures, a lot of different races, a lot of different creeds and shit. There's a few things that stands true in all my experience, my 37 years on this earth. I've never seen a group of people more loving, more accepting, more open to others than black people. That's no disrespect to any other race of people out there who may just as be. This is not saying that you aren't. It's just my personal experience. I've never been around a group of people quite like black people. On the flip side of that coin, I've never seen a group of people who are so loving and accepting of others have to be, or have the expectation of being so tolerant of intolerant people. And those intolerant people carry a lot of power that they wield at will. A lot of vitriol behind that power. And black people are just expected to sit there, suck it up, deal with it. Be thankful that you have opportunities in this country. Be thankful that you're in this country, because if you don't like it, we're sure they're going to tell you to go elsewhere. I've just never seen a group of people quite like black people in my life. They're better than us and damn near anything they ever put their minds to. At every turn, they're, don't let them start playing cricket and shit. Jesus Christ. Anyways, I digress. I don't know, dude. That was on my mind. I've never seen a group of people so loving and accepting of others while being the most hated in American history, in the world history, dare I say. I've never seen them. Just the amount of shit that they went through. From slavery on through post-Reconstruction, Jim Crow era. The examples are endless. And the reasons are there for why black people should not fuck with white people in any facet of life, in any turn of a corner. There's so many reasons not to, and yet they still do. And on top of that, they're still expected to accept the fact that they're never getting payback for anything we've ever taken or destroyed from them, and they have to take it on the chin and pull themselves up by the bootstraps. But let me say this before I end this video. There was ever a time where a race war popped off, and white people had to come to grips with that type of battle. Bitch, we getting swept. Jordan 6-0 in the finals. Fucking done, son. Stand a snowball's chance in hell.
Welcome back to this space. This video is about white Americans waking up, that realizing that black Americans are never the problem. They're realizing that themselves, they are their own problems. You see, they are discovering that black people are never the problem at any cost. See, they are knowing one thing is clear, that black people have always done their best, have always delivered, have always stayed on their lane, and they have done everything good to build America. They have done everything best to put America in a very, very soft spot, to put American culture, American history, to put it live, just to bring America to light, So they are now calling each other and reminding themselves that black people or black Americans are never the problem. The problem is that they just have to fix themselves. Even you've heard the clips of Shahid Bolson talking that white American only needs to fix themselves. They can't try to remove a speck in somebody's eyes while there is logs in the eyes. I have more clips here. Watch them. I will come back with more commentary.
So yesterday I posted a video giving a very basic definition in my own words of what white privilege is. And I kept it very brief and vague on purpose because I had a feeling people would start arguing in the comments, which they did. But I also thought it was super interesting how many people were commenting that I have white guilt, that I want to be black, and that I'm dying for the attention of the black community. First of all, yes, I have white guilt. You should too. Anyone who grows up with the knowledge that they have systematic advantages over other people just because of historical events and historical discrimination should feel a little guilty about that. Whether or not they contributed to that is a whole other thing, but you're reaping the benefits of it. People act like white guilt is something to be ashamed of, but if you use it in the right way and you use it to further reduce injustice, it's a good thing. And when people talk about systematic injustice and things like that, and they say, oh, everyone's equal, and this is happening in the comments, there's no racism anymore, everyone's equal, obviously don't understand what systematic means. And I'm going to give an anecdotal story just to really hit this on the head. I am white, and on both sides of my family, we do not have any massive generational wealth. My mom's father is the only one of my 4 grandparents who we got any sort of generational wealth inherited from. And 99% of the wealth that we inherited from my grandfather was from selling his house. My grandfather was born in 1926 in rural North Carolina, and he was a 6'3" white man with blue eyes. And other than being white, my grandfather didn't have that many privileges. He was one of like 7 children. His mom didn't even get to high school level education, and his dad never went to college. They were not privileged in most other ways that we define privilege, but he was a white male in a very, very racist country. What his whiteness allowed him to do was work his way through college. At the time, there were colleges that weren't accepting black people, and he was accepted to college as long as he could pay for it. And he ended up getting a law degree and becoming very successful, and again, never hoarded any significant wealth, but bought a house outside of Washington, D.C. in the 50s in a neighborhood that was redlined. And actually, my mom, who was born in the 60s, remembers in the 70s when the first black family moved into their neighborhood, because it had literally been sectioned off and realtors would not sell to black families. And my mom, who is 58 years old, went to a year of segregated school. So for all of you saying, it was so long ago, everyone has equal rights now, get over it. My mom remembers when the first black student joined her class.
I was just sitting here thinking about how I want to go rage against the machine, like literally. And I look around at the world around me here in Alabama, and these people act like nothing even happened. Like a woman wasn't murdered by the United States government. Like the United States government is not lying about that murder. Everybody's just living in peace and their bliss, as if the goddamn country isn't imploding from the inside. And I don't know how to feel about it. And I mean, it's been this way this whole time, you know. I've been just losing my mind. And every day it gets worse and worse and worse. And yet when I walk out of my workplace and go into the world and pump gas into my car, I'm just looking at all the people and I'm just taking it in, and how they're so unreactive. Like nothing's going on. And I also sit here and think about how she's collateral damage, Renee Good. She's collateral damage for the systemic racism that the people of this state have continuously voted in. And I have to ask, you know, I guess I ask myself, because there's no motherfucker here to ask, because they're not going to provide an answer. They're going to offer up some talking point that they heard from their King Trump. When will you get tired of being the collateral damage for the systemic racism that you support? When will you get tired of your white sons and daughters being caught up in this legal system that was put in place to control the population of black people? When will you get tired of living in poverty because the government withholds funding targeting black people? When will you get tired of being collateral damage? I wish I had somebody to ask, but there's nobody that would have enough introspection, intelligence, emotional intelligence, wisdom, integrity to actually consider that they are collateral damage. It's just a sad, sad place.
You ever realize there's a difference between, like, there's white people, right, and white folk. And then there's people who do white folk shit but are white people too. So it's kind of crazy. You know, sometimes it's hard to decipher who's who, you know? White people versus white folk. Hell yeah.
One of our biggest fears buying land in the South was ending up in an area surrounded by white conservatives. I said this in a video that I posted about how we ended up buying a house in a majority POC community. Anyways, some probably white man, I didn't even check because I don't got the time, posted in the comments, "So you're racist against white and conservative people." Sir, I am not the only one that is embarrassed by us. Are you, like, not aware of this? White people are sick of white people shit. Call it what you want, but in all seriousness, I don't want to lose my life because you read the Bible and I don't, because I'm gay and you're not, because I want health care for everybody and you don't, and because I want our kids fucking protected in school and you would rather have guns. Like, don't get me wrong. I want you to be able to live your life the way you want to live your life, as long as it's not hurting anybody. And I want to be able to live mine the way I want to live my life without your opinions being forced down my throat. And stereotypically, white conservatives are really good at that. I'm sorry.
Right now, school security seems to be a damn thing that local governments can't seem to get together on. But one thing about these local governments, I'm not seeing any motherfucking judge being killed in the commission of their job. Well, then why are you killing our children in the commission of their learning? We want the same damn kind of security you got for them judges for our kids while they're in your care. See, you made a law that if we don't send the damn kids to school, you want to lock us the fuck up as parents. If we send our child to school with a mark or a bruise on them because perhaps we chastised them or perhaps their little brother or sister hit them, you'll try to put that shit on us as child abuse because you're so far in our ass for child abuse. But there's no greater abuse to a child than the murder of a child with a high velocity round coming from a motherfucking assault rifle. You police officers that sat down there, if you was called on the scene that day, if you did not go in that motherfucker that day, you guys need to look for another line of work. I mean, you need to look for new work. If I was goddamn a man of authority in Texas, all you motherfuckers would be signing out, you know, because you don't have no security. You ain't serving the people in that motherfucking way. 19 children with 2 adults. You let a sailor stay in there for a fucking hour? I wouldn't have gave a fuck if you called for fire and blow the whole goddamn building up. You don't let no goddamn sailor keep nobody for no hour. And then you hear him shooting, talking about, oh, he's a barricade situation. You son of a bitches are so smart, you stupid. That's why you need an education. Don't let these motherfuckers run around here telling you the law, and they don't know the law no better than you. I see many of you on this goddamn social media telling the police their job. You know more than that motherfucking ass though. And you better know, but it don't make a damn difference. That ain't gonna stop them from shooting you. Cause sometimes they shoot you, they call you up the ass nigga. Strike from the record. Negro. You know? So the thing is, that's what they call you. If you act like you know the law, they're gonna shoot you in your ass. And they don't give a damn if you're white or black. White people, y'all can run around hating black people. It's a man out there don't give a damn about no people. He called the popo. The popo will fuck you up if you don't agree with him and he white. If you white and you don't agree with a white tyrant motherfucker, he'll lynch you with a black man. And white people know that. White people scared of white people. And white people that scared of white people, they want Negroes to be scared of those very same white people.
Welcome back to this YouTube space day, Lekurupu. Now, if you see a white man admitting that, okay, for the first time, we have been the problem all along. We have been the one ignoring black people's voice. You have been the one not giving them a chance to speak out. You have been the one giving them not giving them a space to expose or to express what they are, or who they are. All right. In these clips you have just been watching over here, they are really serious about this. They are really being true to themselves that they have been sleeping on their own mistakes and keep on judging somebody else. And even the Bible says that you can't remove a speck in somebody else's eyes while there is a log in your eye. How will you see? So what is the point here? The point that white people should learn how to fix themselves, should learn how to fix their own issues, should learn how to put things running in a good way. They should learn to respect black Americans. They should learn, it's not a must copying exactly, but at least if you join hands with the black Americans, you become, you learn new things, new culture, new food, new fashion. It's not about you and you. Sometimes all of us makes mistake, and I'm not speaking as if black people doesn't have their own flaws. They have their own flaws, but why haven't they ever dragged you white people into their own issues? Why haven't they taken a blame like blaming you for their own mistakes? Why haven't them ever called you names? Why haven't them ever told you that you don't belong in America? You're just from America. They have never did that to you. But you keep on saying that we should chase black people from America and let them go live somewhere else. We should just leave them and go, let them go find their life somewhere else. Those guys have been in America for the past 400 years. They have been building America. They have been making America great again and again and again. But every single day, you keep on dragging them down. You keep on calling them names. You keep on making fool of them. Then they feel bad, right? But somebody reaches a point whereby they can't take shit anymore, all right? So if you are able to learn and discover that you are the problem sometimes, not on everything, but if you can now admit that you are the problem sometimes, then that's like a good move to you. Okay, now you are discovering that you made a mistake and you have to take fully responsibility for it. All right, I'm your host Kifa, and this is Likurupu. Stay tuned, subscribe here, and tell me in the comments, how do you think about the video? Peace, boys, and I love you. I'm out till next episode.